Welcome to my flight test for the DRC Z62 seaplane. Um, I haven't gotten too much footage of me flying it, but I have been flying it off and on over the last week, and it is fun. I am hesitant to take it out to our lake because we have a lot of lily pads surrounding the public dock, and I'm trying to get a person with a private launch to let me use his dock. The plane's a blast, though. As you can see here, it's skipping across the water. I'm testing it in the pool like a pansy. It's very responsive to the controls. It supposedly has a 500-foot range. I don't know about that because I haven't tested it because, once again, I'm a pansy. I have tested the batteries, though, and they do last about a good 10 minutes before you really need to bring it in. 12 if you're lucky. So, as advertised, that's about right. They charge rather quick. The controllers, I've had remote control helicopters. I've had almost the exact same controller. So, you know, you can, if you've seen it before and used it before, you'll be comfortable with this one. Um, the weirdest thing about the controller is that the top left button was supposedly not to be assigned to anything, but it can turn the light off and on. As you can see there, you can see it gets stuck sometimes when you're on the water because you can't back up. And that can be a little bit frustrating. So basically, you would have to retrieve it if it gets stuck facing towards something or hope the wind would pull you out. As you can see here, this is in still water. And you see me having to go and, you know, punch it and kick it and get it going. Um, I will admit that everybody who saw me playing with this thing, as you can see here with me talking with somebody, was very interested in it and thought it was really cool. But as you can see here, it gets stuck and stuck again while in water. Now, the next video I'll have coming up soon will show it in the air, and it's actually quite flyable. It isn't that difficult. The throttle is very good. The up-down throttle on the left stick. It's not too much too quick, so you can totally adjust it. You got two speeds, which you adjust with the top right bumper button on bumper shoulder button on the controller. And the differences between them are not too much, but enough to be. It's just hard to control it on the highest speed unless you've gotten decent with it. And I've gotten a little bit more decent with it, and I've noticed that I can step up to 2 now more confidently. But here I'm just testing it on the water. And it's fun to play with on the water. The best thing about it with the water right here is, as you see there, you can take off and go for it. But also you can see here, as I moved it, you can move, kind of fly it or drive it like an RC, almost like a Holy Stone HS210T, except, just not as blue, I guess. um, I've had more fun doing this than I have actually flying the thing. But still, the video is going to come soon where I'm going to show you all about, look, it flies well. And I'll be coming back at you here in a second. Going to explain the return system. So give me a second here to get to that. As you can see here, I'm really just wasting time. But you see there's a system for return that you're going to see coming up here. And that's if it capsizes or if it lands on its, it lands upside down. Okay, now go ahead and watch here. You're going to see that I flew it into the side of the pool right there. And, now I'm upside down. Now look, I'm trying to get it, but I do eventually get it to kind of turn. And you can see here, this is still water. There's no wind out here, so this still water is not impeding its progress at all. This is at 1 speed, and then about right around here, I go to 2 speed. And you can't really tell the difference, other than the wake gets a little bit bigger. But as you can see, it crawls back. So on that front, yes, it works. And it can get back to you, but you better be patient and hope you have a lot of battery left, and it's not more than a few hundred feet away because it will take a while to get to you. And right now, I'm getting ready to review the thing, but as it stands so far, I'm pretty impressed with it. So here are my final thoughts. As you can see here, I finally took it out on the lake. I've taken it since this one a few other times. And after all that, what I've experienced with this, I want to give it 4 out of 5, but I have to give it 3 out of 5, which would be the lowest thing I'd ever rate from either of those companies. Of course, I haven't experienced all their products yet, so I can't speak for everything. But I really want to emphasize that even though I give this 3 out of 5 stars, it's still a blast to fly. Unfortunately, on non-still waters that are subject to wind and whatnot, like the lake here, you'll see eventually that I capsize the plane, and the capsize return could not fight the slightest of currents. This is a landlocked lake, but it is by an airport, and there is a lot of wind, a lot of flat land. You just got a lot of wind here, and I could not get it to even budge towards me on that water. I had to borrow a boat and get it back. And that is a somewhat glaring flaw, I will admit. So 3 out of 5 stars, but I still recommend getting it, if not just for the flying, because it's ridiculous how fun this is and how good you can get it flying it.